What is up, guys? Welcome. My name is Zach, and this is the Mushroom Farmer Training. And in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain for you and show you exactly how to start growing mushrooms and to get your first harvest in less than 90 days. And by the end of this video, you're going to know how to grow mushrooms, or at least start growing mushrooms. And you are also going to know how to make the money back from your initial investment. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the key concepts to mushroom cultivation. We're going to talk about equipment, the process, your spawn lab, marketing, and last but not least, who I am and what I do. All right, so mushrooms grow from spores, and they require a substrate to grow on. So, like plants have a seed, a mushroom has a spore. All a mushroom is the sexual reproductive system of a fungus. Okay, so that is a mushroom fruiting body is the sexual organ to the fungus, which is the mycelial network underground. Okay. And all mushrooms are a fungus, but not all fungi are mushrooms. So not all fungi have a mushroom fruiting body. So different mushroom species require different cycles of growth and different conditions to grow in, different substrates to grow on, all of those things, right? But the factors that you need to know and dial in the most right off the bat are temperature, humidity, light, and ventilation, which is fresh air exchange, right? That's the balance between CO2 and oxygen. Because mushrooms are more related to the animal kingdom or humans, they breathe oxygen like we do and exhale CO2, unlike plants, which breathe in CO2 and exhale oxygen. All right. So they're actually closer to us than they are plants, which is a fun fact if you ask me. All right. So your equipment, what you are going to need. First off, you're going to have to choose your grow space very wisely. You're going to have ventilation. You're going to have electricity and water. That's the main things you need to worry about. A place to ventilate, a place to blow all the spores and CO2 and contamination out. And you're going to have electricity to hook everything up and to build your systems. And then you're going to need water, obviously, to create the humidity inside of your chamber or tent. So you can either build this yourself or you can buy a tent. I started in a closet about 4 years ago. At the time of this recording was about 4 years ago. I started in a closet, and that was with 2 shelves and a door. Okay. And I failed many, many times trying to inoculate spore syringes into grain spawn, sterilized grain. Failed at that several times. And then I finally wised up and was like, okay, I need to get me a grow kit or 2 and stick them in this closet and mist them every day. So I sprayed them down, misted them with one of those hair misters you find out at a salon. I misted them down like once or twice a day and just had them in the closet. So I analyzed how these mushrooms were growing. And then I just moved up more and more grow kits. And then finally I started doing my own grain spawn and then inoculating my substrate bags and sterilizing everything. And then after 2 years of failure, I finally had a breakthrough and I built my own fruiting chamber, a grow tent out of plastic sheeting, PVC pipe, and duct tape. That's all it takes, guys. Just a couple $100 to get started if you only have that to work with. Other than that, you need to invest in the equipment. If you want a spawn lab, You need to invest in sterilizers, flow hoods, stainless steel tables, air conditioners, heaters, things of that nature. Especially in your grow room, you need humidity and temperature control, absolute control of what temperature and what humidity percentage you're at. Okay, so you hobby growers, the square footage that you're going to need to start out in, anywhere from 100 to 500 square feet. Okay, that is optimal for you guys. Commercial growers, you guys that want to grow for business and make money doing this, you're going to need a significantly larger space, and that's going to be anywhere from 1 to 2,000 square feet. All right, that is optimal for you. Now, the equipment and supplies, the things that you can get away with in the beginning for hobby growers are a small grow tent, build it or buy it, doesn't really matter, an exhaust fan, a circulation fan, humidity controller, a humidifier, build it or buy it, doesn't really matter. And you need ready to fruit blocks or substrate spawn. All right. That is all that you need. Just basically a grow room setup and ready to fruit blocks. That's all you need to get started. Okay. Couple $100 and you're in there. Now, commercial growers, if you want to do business with mushrooms, you are going to need an LLC. You're going to need insurance for that business. You're going to need a large grow tent. Okay. You're going to need multiple racks to go inside that grow tent, as you see in the picture there. You're going to need a humidifier or a steamer. You're going to need system controls. All right. Everything hooked up to a controller, preferably hooked up to Wi-Fi, so that you can do everything on your phone or computer like I do. I don't even have to be in the same room or house, just on the job site, basically. So I have to be within distance to be able to change my settings and stuff like that. But everything's hooked up to my Wi-Fi, and I can just at the click of a button change any setting that I want. And my operation is up to par, right? If anything goes wrong, it's all on my phone or computer. I can also do it manually, but most of the things that I adjust are on my phone. So it's right there at the click of a button. You need these types of systems, right? LLC, insurance, grow tent, racks, exhaust fan, intake fan, circulation fan, humidifier, controllers. You need packaging, labels. You need ready to fruit blocks. That's your substrate spawn. And then you need a website or a social media platform. Okay. These are the things that you need to get started. All right, this is the cultivation process. I'm going to run down through this pretty quick. Some of you guys already have a little bit of experience with this, but this is how I learned, and this is a really quick summary of how, a blueprint, if you will, of how this the mushrooms are cultivated. So you're going to start off with agar plates or liquid culture. These are going to be your cultures, all right? So you have to get the right ingredients, and then you got to sterilize that, and now you have an agar plate or liquid culture. I started out with 1 tablespoon of honey to 500 milliliters of water in a mason jar, okay, with an injection pour on the top lid. So you're going to start out there. You're going to sterilize this at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 PSI for 2 hours minimum. Okay. And as I go through here, all of the colonization times are the same. All of the sterilization processes are the same. And all of the colonization temperatures are the same. Okay. So you're going to colonize everything between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to sterilize everything at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours minimum at 15 psi. And you're going to colonize everything from cultures to grain to substrate, all the way through anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on what species you're growing or working with. It could be 2, it could be 3 or 4. All of mine are at 3. So everything that I grow colonizes in right about 3 weeks. All right. So after you have created your growing medium, the cultures, I'm going to sterilize it, let it cool, and then you're going to get your spores or live mycelium that you've bought online or whatever, wherever you get that. We sell cultures here at Boosted Organics. We also sell substrate spawn here at Boosted Organics. So we can supply you with that up to 50 blocks. Anyways, back into it. After you have this sterilized and cooled, you're going to inoculate it with your spores or mycelium, okay? Then you're going to colonize that for 2 to 4 weeks. Now you're going to hydrate and sterilize your grain. Let that cool. Now you're going to colonize the grain. So you're going to inoculate grain with the cultures that you've let colonize for 2 to 4 weeks. All right. Now you have grain spawn. Let that colonize for 2 to 4 weeks. And then it's going to be ready to put the substrate. Now your substrate, master's mix. Okay. Look that up. It's 50% soybean hulls and 50% oak hardwood sawdust. All right. Shout out to TR Davis for inventing that. Mad respect for you, man. Good job. I use it. That's what I started out on. It's what I still use today. It's the best thing you can grow on, guys. So you're going to make that and you're going to hydrate it. You're going to sterilize it. Same process. And then you're going to inoculate that substrate with the grain spawn. All right. And you can scale this significantly. From 1 bag of grain spawn, you can make anywhere from 10 to 20 bags of substrate. So you see the scalability here. All right, moving on. After you inoculated that, let it colonize for 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. And then you're going to top fruit it or side fruit it in your grow room. Top fruiting species are like king trumpets, piapino, chestnut, black pearl king, mushrooms like that. You want to top fruit. The ones you want to side fruit are like lion's mane or oyster mushrooms, right? So you're going to either top fruit or side fruit. So you're going to cut the bag open in a V or an X or a Z or whatever which way you want to do it. They all work the same. So experiment with that. I just cut an X in mine, side fruit them, or just cut the top of the bag off with like an inch left over hanging over the substrate for my top fruiting species. All right. So now you have about 10 to 14 days to monitor these mushrooms as they grow. You're not going to see a fruit form. They will form a pin set at about 5 to 7 days. And then from that pin set, they will grow to maturity in between 10 and 14 days. So pin set happens at 5 to 7. Maturity happens at 10 to 14, okay, for all mushrooms. All right, so in this time, you're going to fix any problem that you have, dialing in these environmental factors. Light, which is the least of your worries, okay? And then humidity, and then temperature, and then last but not least, your fresh air exchange or ventilation. All right. And then at maturity, right before the caps lay out and fold up, you want them when they're slightly still curved down so you don't get a big spore load. All right. Right before they spore load or sporulate, you want to harvest them when they're just at the brink of maturity. Okay. You don't want to let them go over that. You will deal with spores, especially if you do this in your house. Trust me, I've been there. I've done that. It sucks. So startup cost for a small grow room setup, hobby growers, right? So all you need is a grow room setup that's relatively small and then substrate spawn. 10 to 20 blocks. Okay. You're going to spend $500 to build your grow room, to buy your spawn. You're in the game. All right. Uh, guys that are in business, or gals, you guys are going to spend about 3,000 to get in the game. Okay. So a large grow room setup, you're going to spend about 1,000 to 1,500 on that, on your systems and everything to get set up correctly. And then you're going to spend about 1,000 to 1,500 on your substrate spawn. And that is a minimum of 100 blocks if you want to get in the game. Okay. All right. So I would suggest that you choose now whether or not you want to make your own spawn. Okay. What I mean by this is 50% of your work is going to be clean work. That's going to be done in your lab. Okay. And this requires more overhead cost, more time, and extreme cleanliness. All right. It's way more profitable to make your own spawn. You can double your profits by doing this. Okay. But it takes more work and more time, potentially more suffering if you don't know what you're doing. All right. Uh, the other 50% of your time is going to be done harvesting, selling, and cleaning. Okay. This requires less overhead cost, less space, less time, less effort. All right. And one guy can do up to 200 pounds by himself or by herself per week. All right. This is less profitable, but it is way easier to maintain if you just started. All right. So what I recommend you guys do is wait at least for the first 3 to 6 months to actually understand how these mushrooms operate, how they grow, dial in your grow room, make your initial investment back, reinvest it in yourself, then start doing your own spawn. Okay. I do not recommend that you start doing your own spawn as soon as you get started. Wait 3 to 6 months before you even think about starting that. Okay. Because if you screw that up, trust me, it's going to bring you to your knees. I'm a grown man and I've been on my knees several times, bawling my eyes out about how bad I've screwed up. And I didn't understand what I did. It was just all bad. Okay. So I've been there many times. Trust me. I've failed in every which way that you could fail. That is why I'm so highly confident in what I can deliver with knowledge, experience, wisdom, just everything that I do with my clients. That's why I'm so successful. That's why I'm confident, is because I've been there. I've done that. I've learned. And you don't learn from success. You learn from failure. All right. So marketing and selling your mushrooms. First thing you need to do is form an LLC. All right. Get your insurance. Get all that set up. Then you need to create your website. Then you need to get a social media platform to market your business. All right. Now, step number 2, you need to establish relationships with friends, family, farmers markets, restaurants, chefs, all these different avenues of selling your mushrooms. You need to advertise to these people. Build the relationship, okay? And the average price you're going to get for a pound of specialty mushrooms is $15, okay? Some people get more, some people get less, depending on where you are and how good your mushrooms look, all right? And really, who you're selling it to matters as well on what price you're going to get. Or if you get big enough and you scale this to a massive point, then you could do a what's called a wholesale distributor, which they go to supermarkets and other businesses and stuff like that. And you can work with a broker, but you're only going to get about $5 a pound, maybe less, depending on where you live. Okay, so you get about a third of the price at that big scale. So I highly recommend that you do restaurants, farmers markets, friends and family first. Okay, at least for the first 90 days. And whatever you grow and take to market that does not sell, you could always create a product out of it, like mushroom jerky or medicinal mushroom extracts, or you could just dehydrate the mushrooms. So one way to save money in doing all of this is you could reuse your substrate with a supplement. You rehydrate it, re-sterilize it, add the supplement, and you can regrow mushrooms up to 2 more flushes off the same substrate. So now you're saving money. You're lowering your cost of substrate by doing that. You're going to get a little bit less uh, on your harvest, but that's okay. You're saving money, right? This is what we do. I've been doing this for probably the last 3 months. I've been experimenting with our reused substrate. It's working for us. We get a little bit less weight on the harvest, but it's all good. We're not losing any money. We're actually saving. So then, if you want to do that, you can. If you don't have to. But you could also get another stream of income by selling your spent blocks, your already used up substrate, to other farmers or whoever in the community that wants to use them as compost, right? Moving forward. All right, guys. So this is a complete breakdown of basically everything that I just talked to you about. You need to start, if you want to make money, between 1,000 and 5,000 square feet to get yourself established. You need this much room to actually make money. Okay. For a hobby grower, you only need maybe 500 square feet. But if you want to make money, and you want to grow commercially, you need at least 1,000 square feet of grow space. All right. So for you hobby growers, you need to invest $500 in a small grow room setup and 10 to 20 spawn blocks. The cost to operate something like that is going to be about $100 to $500 a month. You can choose to make the initial investment back at the market or not. That's up to you, since you're doing this for a hobby and not for a business. That'd be up to you totally. So your harvest is going to look like about 20 to 50 pounds per month. All right. The revenue stream that's going to come in from that, if you choose to sell them, is going to be anywhere from $300 to $750 a month. That's selling at $15 a pound. Business guys and gals, you need to invest at least a minimum of $3,000 in a grow room setup and substrate spawn, 100 to 200 blocks. All right. That's the minimum to get in the game. You're going to have to. The cost to operate something like that is going to be about $3,000 to $10,000 depending on what scale you're at. Okay. So if you invest $3K, the next month you're going to spend $3K again to operate something like that, but you'll be able to scale every month. All right. So you may not make nothing in the first couple months, but you made all your money back and you're reinvesting it to scale. So that's the idea. So you can easily make your money back in less than 90 days. Easy. If you don't want to scale, you're going to be making anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 without scaling. Okay. Your harvest is going to look like 200 to 400 pounds per month. The revenue, like I said, is 3 to 6K, and that's selling at $15 a pound. Each month you could scale by 50 blocks until you reach the full capacity of your grow space. And then once that happens, then you could reinvest all of that money into another grow space or a facility to, 4 or like say 10x your capacity. That's I'm saving up for a building. I've got the floor plans made. We're going to build this facility and we're going to 10x our capacity to grow these mushrooms. All right. So that may like 5x our income at that point. All right. So who am I and what do I do? Okay. So my name is Zachary Pruitt. I am the owner here at Boosted Organics LLC. It is a gourmet medicinal mushroom farm. I want to get one thing clear. We do not grow magic mushrooms aka psychedelics, we do not teach that. So if you're watching this video solely to learn how to grow magic mushrooms or psychedelics or therapeutics, then I highly suggest that you just click off this video and go somewhere else to learn that, because you're probably not a good fit for our program. And I don't really want to work with you, because that's not what we do here. Okay. We grow gourmet medicinal mushrooms. Okay. So I'm also a mushroom cultivation coach. I'm a Christian with a kingdom mindset. I'm married to the most beautiful woman in the world, as you see here in the picture. I'm a stepfather to her 2 teenage boys, and I'm a father to a precious baby girl and another one on the way as we speak. Okay. And so we grow fresh mushrooms, sell them to the market. Okay. Restaurants, friends and family, farmers market. That's who we work with. And we also make products with the mushrooms that don't get sold at market. So if there's a month that I grow a lot of mushrooms and not a lot of people buy all of them, say we got a couple pounds left over, instead of throwing them away, nothing goes to waste here at Boosted Organics. We put them into a product, either mushroom jerky or medicinal mushroom tinctures. All right. So we recycle everything and try to use it all. So we also sell grow kits and cultures, substrate spawn. We work out of a 2,400 square foot total workspace. Okay. My grow room is 650 square feet. So the max capacity that I could grow out of that tent is about 350 5-pound blocks. That would yield me about $2,500 a week. And that's my max capacity at this point. Okay. This is why we're saving up to build a facility to 10x that capacity. And my grow tent is a 10 by 10 feet by 6.5 foot tall. All right. So starting in a closet in 2020, that was what I described to you as the 2-shelf closet with the door, me misting my grow kits. It took me 2 years of failures straight, every week failing. Okay. For 2 years to finally have a breakthrough and start growing mushrooms. Okay. We established the business in 2022, and I spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure that out and create a business, and even more failures happened after that. So I spent 4 years and probably, 10 to 15 grand trying to figure this out. So this is why I'm so highly confident in what I deliver as a coach and as a content creator and just as a mushroom grower in general, is because I've been there, I've done that, I've failed, and I learned. Okay. Okay. So the pillars of my 90-day cultivation program are as follows. My ideal client, the person that I want to work with. Number 1, has the money to invest. So if you are wanting to grow mushrooms for hobby, for me to work with you, you're going to have that $500 to invest, not to pay me, but to invest in yourself. That is to buy your grow room setup and your substrate blocks. Okay. You're going to have that money and the right mindset. For the business people, my ideal client that I want to work with, that I desire the most, is someone that has at least $3,000 saved up, on tap, ready to invest in themselves and take action. I do not work with people that don't take action right away. I do not work with people that make excuses. And I definitely don't work with people that do the what if game. What if this and what if that? If you can follow directions and you can take action and invest in yourself, get the right equipment, do what I tell you to do, this is guaranteed to be successful. Okay. I've built this over the course of the last year. My program is foolproof. You can't break it. I tell you exactly what to do, exactly what to buy. I teach you all of it. So it is foolproof, it's impenetrable, and it may not be the biggest system out there when it comes to mushrooms, but I can guarantee you it's most likely the best. Okay? So if you have the money to invest and you have a no back down, no excuse mindset, okay, you're the person that I want to work with. You will be successful in growing mushrooms if you can make that investment and you cannot give up on yourself. Okay. The first thing that we go through in my program is the equipment and the supplies. I am going to give you the brand names to everything. I'm going to tell you where to go, what website, what company. I'm going to show you what to get, where to get it, and I'm going to explain exactly how everything works. All right. So in the meantime, while that's being mailed to you, we are going to learn about the environmental conditions. I'm going to teach you about the environmental conditions: light, temperature, humidity, and ventilation, right? Fresh air exchange. I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to have dialed in, where it needs to be, and all of that. Okay. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to set your grow room up and dial it in as soon as you get it. So you can build it, have it dialed in, and then we're going to move right into production. Okay. So production consists of two things: growing your mushrooms, observing them, and harvesting them. So you're going to grow them, you're going to harvest them. All right. I'm going to teach you how to top fruit, how to side fruit, how to reuse your substrate, how to supplement your substrate. I'm going to teach you the recipes. I'm going to give you everything on a silver platter, everything that I've been through, everything that I know. I'm going to give it to you. Sales and marketing. After you harvest your mushrooms, you're going to need to market them to be able to sell them, right? If you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to market, I'm here for you. This is what the coaching is for. So I'm going to teach you sales tactics, and I'm going to teach you who to sell to, who not to sell to, right? I'm going to teach you how to market yourself, and especially how to be confident in that marketing, because you could have the best marketing strategy in the world and not be confident and have a total fail, right? I was that way in the beginning. I was really good at it, but I was not confident, and you could tell. Okay. So I'm going to teach you all these strategies, these techniques, and I'm going to show you how to do this on your website, how to form your LLC, how to build a social media platform. I'm going to show all of it to you. Okay. Whatever you need to know, I'm here for you. Excuse me. Last but not least, the last 2 to 4 weeks of this program, we're going to talk about nothing but cultures, spawn, lab work. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to build your laboratory, the conditions in which you have to have dialed in, like positive pressure, just different things like that. I'm going to teach you how to build it, set it up. I'm going to teach you the recipes for spawn, and I'm going to teach you the recipes for cultures and how to select genetics, how to clone mushrooms, and how to make your own genetic variants of these species of mushrooms. Okay. So some of that gets complicated, but that's why we take 2 to 4 weeks to learn all this. So in the future, whenever you do graduate this program after 90 days, then you're going to have all the tools necessary to scale it to 10 to 20K months every month consistently. Okay. So 90 days, you're going to have your money back. And within a year, you're going to have 10 to 20,000 cash collected months in business. Okay. And then you're going to be able to reinvest that money into your spawn lab and actually scale it that much more. Okay. So you hobby guys, you're going to have to spend that $500 to get started. You'll make it back in 90 days or not if you don't decide to. It's a hobby, right? Business guys, you're going to have to spend that 3K, and you will make it back in 90 days. It's guaranteed if you put in the work. That's my program. This is what I offer. One-on-one coaching. Okay. So we have a one-on-one coaching call every week for 3 months. Okay. And my job as a coach is to get you in the right mindset, keep you in the right mindset, encourage you, and teach you everything that you need to know, answer all of your questions. And so basically, what this boils down to is I'm not selling you a course. I'm not selling you products. I'm not selling you anything. If you want to work with me, then you can hit the link below in the description. So there's a link in the description. Right now, if you click that, that will take you to my personal calendar where you can schedule a free consultation with me, and it's up to an hour long. Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. Okay. So hop on a call, book in, hop on a call, and we will see if you're a good fit for this program. But you got to have the money to invest in yourself, and you got to be in the right mindset. Okay. You got to be able to take action right away, or you're not going to be a good fit. So if that's not you, then go ahead and click off the video. But if that is you, there's only one of two ways to go right now. So number one is you can try this on your own, and you can have some failures, and you can spend years trying to learn this trade, learn this skill, and you can spend thousands of dollars trying to figure this out. And if I've helped you in any way on my social media or on this training, I'm glad that I could help you, and hopefully that you succeed. And hopefully you continue to watch the content and engage in all of that. I would definitely like to hear about your success if you succeed, but most people don't. There's a 90% fail rate in this business, and this is why. So my sales pitch, if you will, to you is basically all of this knowledge and experience is going to be handed to you on a silver platter. I am going to get you from point A, which is where you're at now, to point B, is where you want to be. Okay. We're going to do that in 90 days. And you're going to have your original investment back in your pocket before that 90-day period. And you're going to have your first harvest of mushrooms as well. So you're going to be able to walk away from your 9-to-5 job if you have one, like I did. I've done all of this stuff that I'm talking about. Nothing in here is made up. So this is all my experience. I walked away from my 9-to-5 job. I'm making 3 to 6K just with fresh mushrooms. Okay. Not even including my products or my coaching. All of that just adds to my profit. So I am here to help you guys. And if you guys don't want to work with me, that's no problem. I'm not trying to hard sell you. But if you want to fast track your mushroom growing experience, right? If you want to start growing mushrooms and you don't want to have to go through all the failures and trial and all of that stuff, trial and error, and spend a bunch of money, wasted just trying to figure this stuff out, I am here to fast track you. I want to breed really good businessmen and businesswomen. Okay. So I'm here to help. And if you click the link below, you can book in a call with me today, and you can schedule it at the earliest convenience to you. It doesn't have to be any specific time. Go ahead and book in the call, and we will talk about it. So after the 90-day period is up, okay, if you need more help after that, I'm not kicking you out of the program. It is available to you. We could still have coaching calls, one-on-ones, every week until you are comfortable with starting to scale your business up to 10 to 20K. But I am going to equip you with everything you need to be able to make 3 to 6K in the first 90 days, and then scale your business in the next few months in less than a year to make 10 to 20K months consistently. Okay. This is what I've done. This is proven. This is foolproof. This is guaranteed. If you put in the work, it's guaranteed. Okay. You're going to succeed if you just don't give up. All right. So book in a call in the description below, or you can go to my website, boostedorganics.com, scroll down to about the middle of the page, and you can book in there as well if you want to check out the website. If not, hit the link below, book in a call today, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.